Hey, yo, Cardmarket people, Hot Chocs back, and I tell you what, with celebrations in the not too distant future, I sat down and had a think. Those Prime cards I think look awfully cool. How about we do a quick little top 6 on them, where we look at them so we know what we're getting ourselves in for before celebration comes out, eh? Let's get involved. Right then, so coming in at number 6, we're going to take a look at Crowbar Prime. Now, Crowbar's a card that's had the limelight in the standard format for a little bit, right? Because you've got Crowbar V, Crowbar V Shiny, Crowbar V Max, Crowbar V Max Shiny, Crowbar V Promo from the Toolkit 2, which hasn't come out yet, by the way. And then you got this Crowbar that lets you draw cards as well. So there is a multitude of Crowbar cards. If you're a Crowbar aficionado, I'm sure you have a nice page in your bottom right now. So why don't you look at getting this Crowbar Prime? So really cool looking card. I love the art design on these Prime cards. I love the way it's just really zoomed in. You can't really see the wings. It does make him look like, well, a bit of a circle, oval shape, really, with some big eyes. But that's besides the point. It's also cool to see a Psychic Crowbar, since all the Crowbats I've just mentioned are all Dark type. And this was actually a fairly competitive Rogue pick too, with its severe poison attack, putting 4 damage counters instead of 1 in between turns, and skill dive, letting you try and finish off stuff on the bench that's been hiding. So I think this Crowbat was a pretty cool card. It's cool seeing Psychic Crowbat. And yeah, Crowbat's just a pretty cool, funky card at the minute. So how about we take a look at this one from Crowbar Prime? So how about we take a look at this Crowbar Prime and add it to your collection? Go on, you know you want to. Coming in at number 5. I actually had to go get a little prop. I'll be back in a second. Dun, 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 dun. Oh, Terry the Tyranitar says hello. So yeah, if you haven't guessed, at number 5, I have Tyranitar Prime. Again, Tyranitar's one of my favourite Pokemon. You can sort of see that. Just a big, scary geese that's going to come around and bonk you on the head, take some prizes, or if you're playing BGC, hit you with that Stone Edge, and take some KOs. Really cool Pokemon, but Tyranitar has been done dirty in the Pokemon TCG. I would argue this Tyranitar Prime was the last time Tyranitar had a viable card. Now, it's weird how Pokemon design their cards, right? You have Pokemon such as Tyranitar, where every time they've been printed, they have these obscene energy costs. So let's look at this Mega Tyranitar EX. That has 4 energy, and if you don't play too much, just know the more energy a card needs to attack, the chances are it's not going to be very good. It might have a big trade-off, but it's really hard to get those energies in play most of the time. So as you can see, Tyranitar always has these big, hefty energy costs, which just not very good. And the reason realistically why this one was playable is just because it's got a 1 energy attack. With that Darkness Heart, it lets you do 20 to any Pokemon in play that aren't dark types. So that's pretty gnarly. And you would slowly attach until you get to your Power Claws and potentially Megaton Tails as well. Because after a few Darkness Howls, Megaton Tail will be one-shotting essentially anything you're playing against. So yeah. So since I can't actually play any Tyranitar cards right now that are good, how about I look at this one, and if you're a Tyranitar lover, go get it off Cardmarket, sling it in your bar. Let's all reminisce to the times when Tyranitar was actually playable, because right now, it's really not. It's a shame really too. Sorry, Terry. Right, so coming in at number 4, we have another Pokemon that begins with T and a Y. Have you guessed it yet? We're talking about Typhon Prime. Now, I quite like this promo artwork. I think this is from a tint, if I'm not mistaken. Now, this was a super competitive card back in the day, with the Afterburner ability letting you attach fire energies, but you have to put 1 damage counter on that Pokemon. But attaching the energies is so strong. But one reason why I think this creeps into this top 6 slot is because it's my favourite Gen 2 starter. Let me know what your favourite Gen 2 starter is. I'm sure no one's going to say Meganium, right? But yeah, I just love the artwork. Typhon is a very cool card. Again, that sort of plume of fire coming in from the back, being super playable. And again, in a similar vein to Tyranitar, it's been a while since I have a playable Typhlosion card. Off the top of my head, there was this one, I think from Breakthrough or Breakpoint, that like discarded top cards of your deck for each energy you would like do damage. And granted, you could take some big knockouts with that deck, but you have to have like 30 energy, so you're not going to be terribly competitive, right? So I would argue again, similar to Tyranitar, that this is the last time we had a playable Typhlosion. So how about we can all reminisce again about our Gen 2 Pokemon that we all know and love being playable, and we look at this Typhlosion Prime in all its glory, eh? Okay, coming in at number 3, we have another Pokemon which its typing has changed in the TCG. Like if we look at this Gengar VMAX, it's going to be dark type whenever we get it. So we've got ourselves a psychic Gengar here with Gengar Prime. Again, these Prime artworks are just so good, I think, at encapsulating, I should say, Pokemon's character. Like, you can really just look at this card and know that Gengar is a bit of a cheeky chappy, isn't he? He's going to come in here, you know, cause some mischief, and then just dip out. And by the way, if you haven't played Pokemon Unite yet, go look at Gengar's walk animation. That will make you howl with laughter. I love it, I love it, I love it, I love it! But yeah, so not only does this card properly encapsulate Gengar's cheekiness of his cheeky little tongue as well, like, it's also got some really cool attacks. Hurl into Darkness lets you look at your opponent's hand, take Pokemon out there, fling them into the Lost Zone so your opponent can't use them. And then Curse Drop lets you play some damage counters as well. All pretty cool. And that's why I really like this one, to be fair. I like Gengar, I like being cheeky. Gengar's a cool Pokemon, doing cheeky things, what's not to like? That's why it's my number 3 pick. Right then, so for my number 2 pick, guess what? I'm gonna need a prop again. Back in a sec. Hang on, you can't really see him, I apologise there. Don't know why I was doing epic sax, guy. But, yeah. So coming at number 2, we have Machamp Prime. If you don't know, Machamp's one of my favourite Pokemon, my second favourite Pokemon, behind Urshifu. It's also my main in Unite, if you must know. So I'll have a special place in my heart for this Machamp card. In a similar vein to the other Pokemon in this list, I would argue this was the last time Machamp was playable, as when it was paired with Donphan, which let you do efficient damage to the active whilst hurting your bench Pokemon, that played into Champ Buster, letting you do more damage all the time. So real good synergy there from our fighting types. Also, this exists at the same time as this Machamp, which let you auto KO basics, which was a bit nutty if you ask me. But not only that, again, these Prime cards just captured the Pokemon sort of personalities really well. I just love how Machamp's just there, like, folding his arms, looking at the camera like, you want this business? You want this business with me? You want to get hit with that Champ Buster? I don't think you do. So I just think all of that just encapsulate this card really well. And again, I'm going to be a little bit biased because I like Machamp, but you know what? We all play Pokemon. We all have our favourite Pokemon. Now, don't tell me when you're playing the game you'd rather play your favourite Pokemon than not. And if you say no, you are lying to yourself. So I like Machamp. I like playable Machamps. Hopefully we get some more soon, please! So coming in at the number 1 slot, it'd have to be one hell of a card for me to not have my second favourite Pokemon as a playable card number 1. And you know what? There's an equally busted card that warrants that. So let's have a look. Magnus Prime, absolutely insane card, letting you draw up. So you have 6 cards in your hand, which in case if you don't play, that is an extremely good ability to have. But not only that, normally when you have support Pokemon in the TCG, they're not really good attackers. Like, let's look at this Tapu Lele, for example. When you bench it, you can get a supporter, but you can't really do a lot else with it, right? I mean, it had a usable attack, but you're not going to win many games by just using Tapu Lele's attack, right? But this Magnezone is one of the rare times where a really good support Pokemon that lets you draw to have 6 cards in your hand as an ability also has a really, really dangerous attack with that Lost Burn for 2 energy. There's 50, and you can put as many energy as you want that are attached into the Lost Zone, and you do 50 damage for each one. So this can reach an endless damage cap. You can take Okos at any time you want, provided you got energies in play. And this was gnarly. Multiple success at the highest of tournaments. Really insane card. I've seen it in old formats. It is incredible. Paired with stuff like Yamega, Typhlosion, paired with a whole lot of stuff essentially. Emball as well. Crazy, crazy, crazy card. And as a player first, I have to appreciate the mad playable cards over my favourites, unfortunately. But let me know what you think, and let me know which ones we should cover next. We have like what level X's. We have what other old mechanics have we got? Prism stars, I guess. Not really that old though, is it? Let me know which ones I should cover next. Thanks for watching. And if you want any of these cards as well, I'm sure you go check out Cardmarket. Obviously, they'll all be there. So go sort that out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.